Hey there, everyone. I am just coming here telling you a little bit about myself. My name is Kelly Joseph, and I am one of the coaches blessed to be on the Pure Synergy team. And I just wanted to take a few minutes of your time to share a little bit about my story, my background, some of the concerns I had about being a coach, and hopefully answer any of your questions that you may have. So just a little bit about me. I am a mom of a 19-month-old son who is my everything. He is awesome. And I also am a health coach as well as a Beachbody coach. And it wasn't just a quick decision for me to become a Beachbody coach, so don't feel like you are out of the norm if you are really thinking about it. That's completely normal, and it's completely normal to have fears and doubts. We have all been there, and we all have our moments here and there. But to just tell you a little bit about where I came from, I am actually a teacher. I taught school for 10 years, little guys, kindergarten, first grade, second grade. I was a literacy specialist, so that's really where I thrive, is on teaching. And if you would ask my husband, he would call me a nurturer. I love helping people. I love seeing people succeed. And honestly, I love when someone comes to me and says, thank you. Honestly, that's all it really takes, is someone to come and say thank you. So I was lucky enough to get into a really good school district in Western New York teaching. When I moved back, I used to live in Charlotte, and then I worked in some charter schools, and then I was blessed to get into a really good district in this area. And it just so happened it was around the same time as all the budget cuts. And I loved teaching. It is the best job in the world, the hardest job in the world. And I got the notice that I am at the bottom of the seniority list, so to just be prepared. And lo and behold, the first year I was safe, second year I was not, and I kept getting rehired as a long-term sub. And if you, I don't know if we have any teachers out there, but you know how it is when you start a new grade every year, or you don't know what's going on year to year. It's extremely stressful. And it definitely took a toll on my body. I was beyond stressed. Every new year I'd start in a new grade, and the stress of making sure you were meeting all the standards, the stress of making sure the parents are happy, making sure the kids are doing what they're supposed to be doing, the stress of teaching to the test. All of those stressors eventually just caught up to me, and I just couldn't, I just didn't want to live a life like that, and not knowing what I was doing from year to year, being on the Pell list. And what happened was I ended up, taking all that stress internally and sort of got sick in my own way. I was trying to get pregnant, and I was having a ton of problems, one miscarriage after the other, until I finally decided that enough is enough. I have to take things into my own hands. And about that time, I really started to learn about food and how food affects us. And it just was this snowball of just loving what I was learning and shocked of what I was learning. And I just developed this passion that I wanted to learn more and more and more. And eventually got to the point where I was like, you know what? If I'm not teaching, this is a great way for me to nurture and help people, because oftentimes teachers feel pigeonholed, that all they can do is teach, or at least that's how I felt. I felt like if I wasn't teaching, what was I supposed to do with my life? And that's where I felt the most rewarded. So I eventually ended up meeting Tatiana because we went to the same school, and we both had kids that were the same age, and we ended up going on play dates and just chatting and talking about our businesses. So that was a relationship that just grew organically, but eventually I noticed that she just changed. She was so happy and just glowing and really much more confident. and passionate about what she was doing. I noticed on Facebook how she just started sharing more and being more positive, and I really took note and was wondering about it, but I knew she had worked for Beachbody, and I honestly, and you may, I don't know, have had the same feelings or perceptions about it. I thought Beachbody was for people who are intense, people, and I say this all the time, people who are really tan, people who, are just not who I am. And I am so glad I didn't let that perception guide me, because I was so wrong on that perception. It is everything but that. And I'm sure you get that vibe listening to everybody else's videos in here. It is just a group of supportive people, all on a mission. Beachbody's mission is to help people lead healthy and fulfilling lives. That's what it comes down to. And we support one another. We are a team. We have struggles, but we're there to pick one another up, and that's really what it's all about, and that's what I love. But back to my story. So eventually I asked her, what was going on, and what, maybe I'd try a program, and she told me about the 21-day fix. And I honestly, when she told me about that program, I'm like, oh, that's perfect. I was a little iffy about the shakes because I'm a green smoothie girl, and I was like, well, nothing's going to beat that. I was wrong on that one too. That has changed my life, but that's another story. But so I was expecting her, honestly, to tell me, after all this value, I was expecting her to tell me it was something like $400, this program. And when she told me the price, I honestly had the opposite reaction than some of the people that you may have come into contact to, or yourself. I was like, are you kidding me? That's really all it is for all of this value. Now, I value my health. I know what's good. I know what good food and good ingredients look like. So I was just sort of like, wow, how can I not do this program? Plus, she told me I could coach and get my fee waived. I didn't have to pay. So I told her, listen, I'm not going to coach, but I'll sign on as a coach. You never know where it will go. And so lo and behold, here I am, and I'm so glad that I, gave it an open look, because I did the 21-day fix within 4 days, loved it. I was a clean eater before then, but portions were, my portions were way off, and this just taught me that, if I'm having these issues, I know other people are, because I'm very familiar with clean foods. So I knew I had to share. And so I went through one of the new coach boot camps, which just helped so much. And you're going to notice, should you decide that coaching is for you, the support is like no other on our team. So it's been since April that I really started to do this as a business, and it's really changed my life, my family's life. It's one of the best things I've ever done. I get to have messages sent to me either through email or Facebook or in person telling me thank you every day, and that within itself is priceless to me. So I just want to talk about a couple objections that I had and that I know some of you have. And one of them is time. And I will tell you this, what you put into your coaching business, you will get out. That's completely fine. If you are working a full-time job and want to make this part-time, or, spend a couple hours a week on it, that is completely fine. Us as coaches are here to support you and allow you to get to your goals. And you know what? You don't have to look at the big picture. Take it 1 month at a time. We can help you choose your goals, how to get there, and then reevaluate where you're at the end. So don't feel like you have to put all of this time in, unless you want to. Whatever you choose to do, you choose to do. But at first, I was the same way. I thought, oh gosh, I can't put another thing on my plate with my business, and then this. Just organically let it happen and have faith. If you have the feeling and you love the programs, and if you've experienced the programs, you know what I'm talking about. To share with people, it's just so easy when you know what it can do for you. So again, I like to consider my coaches really my VIP customers. All of my coaches pretty much have tried a program and done one of the programs, so they know it, they get it, and then they decide to become a coach, and I want to be there for them to support them and keep them accountable and talk to them and figure out how they can reach their goals. So don't feel like you're going to be thrown into the wolves and not have any idea of where to go. All the coaches, your coach will help you get to where you want to go. Another objection that I know I had was the worry and the fear of what people were going to think. And I've lived my life that way, and it's just a sad way to live, and I still have those fears that I live. One day I woke up and I was like, all of the things I have missed out on, and I want you to really think about this. How many things have you missed out on because you were worried about what other people thought? Since I've had my son, I've thought a lot more about that, and I want to be a good role model to him. And I did. I woke up one morning and I was like, oh my gosh, how many things have I missed out on because I was worried what someone else would think? And I felt the same way about Beachbody. The name Beachbody just got to me, that name, and I really had some struggles at first because I thought, well, what if they really know I'm a Beachbody coach? But you know what? Once you get going and people learn about what you're doing and you share your passion and the products work and people around you know the products work and you start to get customers that have all these great stories, you're not going to care what everybody else says because you're changing lives, and that's what is important. You really want to go back to your why. My why lies around showing my son that he can go for his dreams. He can stay healthy. I want him to know that it's important to be healthy. I want to lead by example, and this company lets me do this, and it lets me do it in a positive way. There is nothing negative about this company and sharing with people how to get healthy. So I encourage you really to really dig deep and think about, why do you want to do this? What about Beachbody is attracting you to it? And really think about it, because it is a great company. Like I said, our team is here to support you with whatever you choose and whatever level you're at. So I hope I answered some of your questions and objections, and if you have any other questions, feel free to message me or check out and message me through my site here at www.healthyrevenge.com. And I hope you have an awesome day. I hope that you enjoy your day, and I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye.